everyone. I am in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Drove up 24 hours ago and spent all day yesterday. COAS Books. I just thought I'd show what I got there real quick, and then I'll be heading out of here and heading towards probably Denton or Albuquerque. I haven't decided yet. So I picked up some. I collect H.G. Wells, so I've got a Darkling Wood, a copy of Kip's, H.G. Wells' book on marriage. That should be interesting, considering his history. And on that same theme is sort of a H.G. Wells in love. The Autocracy of Mr. Parham and the History of Mr. Polly. Those were the hardbacks. And then I picked up, let's see, Encounter by J. Hunter Holly, the case book of Jules de Grandin by Seabury Quinn. This was actually on my list that I was trying to find. Herbert W. Frank, The Mindset. Woe to all who defy the network. This is actually, I already have this. This is a spare copy of The Space Guardian by Max Daniels. Max Daniels is the pen name for Roberta Gillis. She wrote two sci-fi novels. Well, she wrote three sci-fi novels, but two of them were under the Max Daniels name. And so this is actually one that's going to go to Deb, the Omnivorous Reader. And then I found a Lloyd Biggle Jr., The Metallic Muse. And these other ones, for all these, the hardbacks were Sprite priced specifically for them, but all these other paperbacks, they are 50% off whatever the original cover price was. So that was, I don't know, don't make me do math. So this is The Night Face by Paul Anderson. And I picked up a few of these John Creasy books, The Baron and the Missing Old Masters. Trap the Baron. Stars for the Tough. The Scene of the Crime. And then Paul Conant. I know nothing about this person, but I love this cover. This is Dr. Gatskill's Blue Shoes. Can a woman make a man forget murder? And remember, it's 50% off the cover price. So I paid like 12 or 13 cents for this. I sort of almost wish I lived in Las Cruces. And this is another one I've never heard of before, but it was the Diabols by R.W. McElworth. Were they nightmare creatures or mankind's final enemy? Their bodies were colored lights, their voices were music, but whatever they touched was incinerated. Found Death Warmed Over by Mary Collins. Murder Shadows of Beautiful Blonde. This one is probably going to be for Nick. It looks like a Nick book. I don't know. Anybody who wants it at PulpFest. A body for McHugh. A corpse on his doorstep lures McHugh into the arms of the mafia and a lethal female. And I also picked up a few more Raphael Sabatini. Captain Blood Returns. It's my second version of that one. The Black Swan, which was what I was looking for. These will all end up in Mrs. L. Space's library. But Scaramouche. This one I also picked up for Nick, if he doesn't already have it. If he already has it already, but The Dark Side by Carver Bascom. Bascom. His first adventure. And Earl Stanley Gardner, The Case of the Negligent Nymph, a Perry Mason book. And let's see here. This was a find. The Saint on the Spanish Main. I'm assuming Nick already has all the assignment books, but I picked up Assignment Treason, Sam Durrell. Nick told me, and I've already forgotten how to say her name. A Man Lay Dead by Dame Marsh. I'll just bypass that. And then I got a whole bunch of Alfred Hitchcock anthologies. This is Breaking the Screen Barrier, Murder Go Round, Death Can Be Beautiful, I Want My Mummy, Death on Arrival, Murderer's Row, A Hearse of a Different Color, and probably my favorite title and cover, Hard Day at the Scaffold. Another one I've never heard of before, Josephine Pinckney, Great Mischief. An evil-minded man and a seductive sorceress, a novel that is a satanic witch's brew of strange excitement. And found a copy of Biblings. And another one I've never heard of. I know Gil Kimberly, but I don't know this one. Flyer. He hunted the key to man's survival on a post-Holocaust Earth plunged into primitive savagery. And I always hear Brian at Bad Taste Books talking about the Deathlands books. He's got me interested, but they had a bunch of them there. But I picked up, this is evidently the first one in the series, Pilgrimage to Hell. I don't know if Brian already has this one or not. I don't know what his collection is, but then A Woman in Space, a Tierra novel. She's young. She's lovely. She's an astronaut. And she's been assigned a dangerous mission to discover the whereabouts of four missing male astronauts who had preceded her to the moon. Carol's spaceship is mysteriously caught up in a force field that draws her inexorably into outer space. Carol's mission is in great danger, as is her life and that of the man she loves. You know I'm going to buy it. In fact, this next one, Robert Silverberg, Those Who Watch, I already have this book, but it's in a different cover. So, of course, this one has people in glass tubes, and the people in the glass tubes are also in bubble helmets and glass tubes on one cover. See, if you want to know how to get as much money out of me from your book, just take all the books that you released, re-release them with people in glass tubes, and I'll have multiple copies of them. The Yellow Via by Susan Blank. Alone in a strange country, her one companion a killer who would let her live only as long as he needed her. And let's see, I picked up three of the Solar Ponds by August Derleth. This is the Chronicles. Number 2, The Chronicles of Solar Ponds. Number 3, The Memoirs of Solar Ponds. And number 5, The Reminiscences of Solar Ponds. The novelization of Alienation. I got this especially because it was written by Alan Dean Foster. Novelization of the movie Desaad by Henry Clement. I thought this was a novelization of Billy Jack, but it's actually the screenplay. And then a novelization of The Ultimate Warrior. And $6 Million Man, The Secret of Bigfoot Pass. This is Agents of Terra number 3, The Emerald Elephant Gambit. I already had one, and actually I have two that's in a book haul that I haven't filmed, so I might just throw that up there somewhere. Raymond F. Jones, The Man of Two Worlds. Another J. Holly Hunter, Dark Planet. Other Worlds, Other Seas, by edited by Darko Susan. Eastern European science fiction. And another one that cost me 12 or 13 cents. This is Three for the Money by James McConaughey. Novelization of Future World. The Return of the Time Machine by Egan Verdell. And finally, well, I only found one Gothic this time. Last time I found quite a few there, but this is Who Rides a Tiger by Doris Miles Disney. And I feel like Nick and Eric have already talked about this, or maybe I'm imagining it. If they've already talked about it, then I'm guessing they didn't like it. Because I think the last few that I saw, they weren't happy with. I don't remember. All right. that's it. I just wanted to get those cleared off the deck. I am going to pack all this stuff up and hit the road and flip a coin to see which direction I go. Um, until next time.